on, so I deleted it. I had to come off. I'm now back on. So for those of you who was on, I hope that you're able to come back on. But if not, please rewatch this. This is going to be a very interesting conversation regarding a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star that I personally know, and our different conversations that we've shared in her looking to become a part of the Eastern Star and finding a chapter of the order that was suitable for her and that she really enjoyed being part of. So this sister, I could tell you, she didn't mind. She don't mind me saying that. She's from Cincinnati, and her name is Tasha, and we got to know each other through this medium. She used to, well, she still is a subscriber to the channel, and we have enjoyed each other's company. And as she came on, she gave me a call one day and said, I want to be a member of the Order of the Star. I said, well, there's no problem. So she talked to me regarding her journey, her life, and she said, what, I don't know if I'll be accepted because of my background. I did some things in my youth that I shouldn't have did, but it happened. And I was like, what, you good. You good. It'll be all right. I wouldn't even really worry about that. And she was like, yeah, but I'm just thinking. I was like, no, but you'll be good. So we talked, and I got her in contact with a variety of different Masonic lodges, brothers that I knew of. And she was like, okay. So, she reached out. Look, I'm going to tell you this. It doesn't matter what jurisdiction, for me. I just wanted her to find a chapter that was suitable for her. And she did, through a brother that I got her in contact with. So, be it PHO, PHA, Ancient Free and Accepted, International, Modern Free, any other black diasporas of Grand Lodges, I was able to connect her with. And she spoke with a couple of brothers, but one in particular tried to really hit up on her, tried to run up on her. And she wasn't, this girl had too much going on in her life. She didn't have time for that. She had kids, she was dating, she had a husband, a boyfriend, whatever that may be. And, she had her own business, so she didn't really have time to engage in that. So she was like, Brother Hawkins, this guy really tried to hit up on me. I was like, well, sis, don't worry about it. I'm going to hook you up with somebody else. We're going to get you in. And we really talked. Let me tell you something. This sister had already studied the order of the Eastern Star. She already knew about the 5 points, their colors, and what she was already onto that and to a whole nother level. She understood the colors and what they meant to the body and the chakras. She was breaking that down to me in our conversation piece. And I told her, I said, look, when you become a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, you might want to hold on to that just for a few minutes because everybody wasn't where you're at even right now. So we talked for a while, and finally, as we talked and she talked with different Masonic jurisdictions of the Order of the Eastern Star, she finally connected with a chapter, and it took her some time to get in because this was around COVID, so a lot was really happening. And we talked, and she was discouraged, and then she had some life trauma that came her way, dealing with her family. She lost her daughter to a senseless killing, and it was just crazy. And we talked, she cried, we talked, and finally, she connected with a chapter through a brother that I connected her with. And even though that process was long, Brother Tony, I don't know what's taking him so long. I said, what, just be patient. It's going to be okay. Do you want me to connect you with someone else? She said, no, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to see what this is going to be like. But it was tedious for her. She wanted to give up, but I'm thankful she didn't. And finding that particular chapter, she was okay with. And then as time went on, she was able to get into a chapter. I was like, cool. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you for the love. So she was like, yeah. And through this whole process, dealing with the death of her daughter and still trying to connect and be a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, it was tough. And we talked on the phone, and I would have imagined for her that this is just, it was a tragedy. And this was something that was on national news too. And so we talked, and finally, as I said before, she connected with a chapter. This was probably during COVID, so it was tedious. It was a long process for her. And at times she wanted to give up, but she stayed focused. And although she knew the works already, she understood the works, because we would have conversations on the phone about the order. And she would tell me what she knew about the order. She would tell me what she knew about the order, but she wasn't a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. So I was excited for her when she finally found the chapter. And I asked her, I said, what chapter did you find? She said, it was a PH8 chapter, the same brother that you connected me with. I ended up getting into a chapter that he took me to, and I went through the process. I would say congratulations to her, and we all, look, I'm telling you, I'm not that guy. If you are a person who's looking to become a Mason or Eastern Star, I don't care what it is. If that's your pick, that's your journey, that's where you go. I don't have time to debate other stuff no more. I've we all grow up. So I was like, okay, sis, stay focused, you're gonna get it. And so finally, a few days ago, she said, Brother Tony, I want to let you know, if I didn't tell you before, I've gone through the process. I'm now a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. So that first conversation we had, after she's done her 5 points, her 5 degrees, she got her thing, she was like, wow. She says, I have to learn these points. They won't give me my ritual. I got to learn these points. And she learned her points. She learned the order from their perspective and their help. Although she already knew, she went through the process. The girl was on fire. On fire. She was on fire. So as we continued to talk, and she continues to tell me about the things that was going on in her life, the order itself, she said, hey, Brother Tony, I'm really beginning to enjoy the Order of the Eastern Star. And I'm saying, is it what you expected? She's like, it's all right. I mean, there are some things I believe that she can definitely enhance and tell the sisters about, but they got to be ready for it. They have to be ready for it, because as I said before she became a member of the order, she studied already. She studied already. She was telling me about the 5 herrings and what they represented in their points. So it was already in her heart. She was already set to be a member. This had to be her journey to get her to where she wanted to be as far as the Eastern Star. And I commend her. I mean, I really do commend her on staying steadfast and really not taking no for an answer, even when she was told no. There were some chapters that rejected her, said no, But they didn't know that they was missing out on a true star, a blazing star, because of her background. Oh no. I'm like, you don't know. People make decisions in their youth that they wouldn't necessarily make when they're adults, per se. And she made that decision, but she did and served and got that behind her. She has her own business. She has her family. She's doing what she got to do. Yes, tragedy struck, but she stayed steadfast because she knew that being a part of this order and being around the right women in the chapter was something that she wanted for herself. And so I'm just glad that I was able to assist and aid her. To be real, I'm just glad that when she reached out, that I knew a brother in Prince Hall that was like, hey, you know what, Tony, Brother Hawkins, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done, Tony. It ain't no problem. Let's make it happen. And it happened. And I'm happy for her that she was able to see it through. And now she's going. She did her OES, and I think that was she just finished her OES some time ago, and now she's doing her, I want to say after the OES, I can't think of what comes after the OES. If anybody's in the group, help me out, because I done forgot. Queen of Sheba, or Queen of the South. There you go, Queen of the South. Oh, I had a brain. Queen of the South. And the next one's going to be, I think, the Herons of Jericho, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so she's on her journey. And I'm so proud of her. I'm very happy that she's on her journey. There is nothing like a person who's persistent at what they want to do, and seeing that she's accomplished that, seeing that she has jumped on and said, look, I'm not done with this, and I'm happy for her. Please hit the like button for me. And Sister Tasha, I just want to commend you on this journey. and letting you know that, look, I'm here for you. And there are quite a few other brothers of the craft and sisters of the order that is cheering you on through this journey that you're on. And I'm very happy to hear that you are really expiring and doing the works of the order, because she was like, what work are they talking about, Brother Tony? They talking about I'm gonna get this work. I was like, oh my God. She was like, what work are they talking about? So it's some things there, that when we talk about it, it's like, okay, I kind of get it now. It's learning what the organization is all about and aspiring to be an example of those 5 points. And then from there, becoming part of the Queen of Sheba, and then the Herons of Jericho, or Queen of the South. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Queen Sheba, but Queen of the South, and then going up to the Herons of Jericho. That's I take my Queen of the South in June. All right, that's what I'm talking about right there. Do that thing. Do that. Congratulations to you. So, it's something else. And I commend her on that journey. And a lot of people probably would have given up. I mean, because like I said, it was during COVID, and a lot of chapters and Masonic organization wasn't meeting. So I'm quite sure she probably wanted to give up, but she didn't, because she knew that was something she wanted to do. It was in her heart, and she felt that this is where she wanted to be at in life, and she found that chapter. And I commend her for staying the course. And although life journey has really gone at her, I mean, the loss of a daughter, and then not too long ago, just here recently, she lost another family member. And I'm like, wow, and it's just senseless stuff, senseless violence, gun violence. I mean, it's senseless. Man, I mean, for us in the Black African American diaspora, we got to start loving on each other. Let's just be easy about it. We got to start loving on each other. I mean, every time somebody come around looks at you, that doesn't mean that they're ready to fight. What you looking at? This is because somebody may bump into you. That doesn't mean that they're ready to fight. Why you bumping to me? Come on, we gotta somewhat begin to show some basic conversation structure toward each other, some simple respect. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump you, or hello, or say good morning to somebody, because all of this aggression that we have toward each other is just unreal. Somebody has been doing some serious lying to us, and we'll believe all of this nonsense that they say. And some of us are even trying to prove correct. And that's the part that I can't grab. That's the part I can't grab. You can't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. We have to be the example of what Freemasonry and the Order of the Eastern Star is like. If you are a member of those organizations, be the example. Stop trying to shoot down everybody else and start like saying, okay, you know what? No, I may not see your organization as legit or whatever that may be, but no, we can chop it up. We can build. And when you get to that point, man, it's a whole nother world. A lot of you are not ready for that. This is why when I'm in these different chat groups and I see how other Masons participate in these chat groups versus Black Masons, I sit back and watch. I do. And I observe. I observe for reasons that's going to propel me. I observe for those reasons. And I would suggest that you do the same. And in the process, you're going to be able to help somebody along the way. Someone like Sister Tasha. You're going to be able to assist them in finding that particular home in the Order of the Eastern Star, in Freemasonry, that they're looking to become part of. And stop being so, if it's not Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons, it's not a family. If it's not Prince Hall, it ain't legit. Stop being so close-minded in your own stupidity. And you got to look at the universality of Freemasonry. You got to start looking at it that way, because it's changing. The youngsters who's coming behind us in their 30s and 20s, man, they're nothing like me. They're nothing like you. If you're in your 40s, late 40s, 50s, and your 60s, You came in the 80s and late 70s, maybe even in the 90s. Them guys ain't nothing, man. They're a whole nother breed. Because I can say this, even within my own journey, there have been brothers from a variety of different Masonic groups that I've reached out to, that I've assisted, that I've personally aided. And I'm not just saying that to say it. I know names, they know me, and we have conversated, and we have built a friendship because of Freemasonry. It's because of Freemasonry that we have built this friendship. And it's because of the Order of the Eastern Star that Sister Tasha has built those relationships. It is because of the Order of the Eastern Star so many of us have built relationships outside of where we're at. And that's what you got to start looking at. But until you start doing that, you're going to be stuck in this project, this hood mentality, this ghetto mentality of what Freemasonry is, because some of you treat it like a game. Some of you do. You know, my set, my jurisdiction. Come on, it's not that. It's supposed to enlighten you. Freemasonry is supposed to be a organization that you can use to explore and to move forward in life with the assistance of individuals who are like-minded. Plain and simple. Nobody, if you got something going on in your life, and when I say got something going on, if you are working, if you have a home, if you are someone who's really striving to do something in life, you don't want to hang around somebody that doesn't. So you have to be around people with like-minded. That's why even in my own Masonic Lodge, I've been here over 35 years now. Everybody that's come through has not necessarily fitted in because they're not ready to be like-minded. They're not ready to really explore and move forward and to grow. And if you're not ready to explore and move forward and to grow, then don't become an Eastern Star. Don't become a Mason. If you do, then you're going to have to get into the right lodge, the right chapter that's going to help you to grow, help you to explore, help you to manifest those things that you call upon it to be. This is why before the YouTube, before all of this came about, the lodges really was, in my opinion, a lot of lodges did thrive. They did, but membership in the various jurisdictions are now really down. They're down. They're going down. And that's because of how we have treated Freemasonry, what we have done to it. This is why it's going down. And I would say that we're going to have to do a lot of different things in Freemasonry to maintain that membership, because you're competing against everything now. There's so much more out here for individuals to do instead of waste their time bickering. People are interested in learning a variety of different things, and you got to be able to present that. Whether it's the esoteric teachings, or whether it's the teachings of understanding Freemasonry from a simple point of view to one that you can't really gather. You're gonna have to venture down that rabbit hole and take them with you to something other than what they already know or see or do. And if you can't do that for those who are coming along that is interested in Freemasonry, they are not going to be with you. And some of the stars are not going to be with you either, because what are you presenting? Because if all you're saying that, hey, we can hang out and eat, and I can do that with anybody else. I can do volunteer work with anybody else. But if you're talking about you're going to enlighten me, show me something a little different, okay, we can get down with that. I'm interested now. And those things are going to be the draw. Because Freemasonry, you don't pledge in Freemasonry. We're not a fraternity as such as you see on college. We don't pledge. Okay, it is a rite of passage. It is an initiation, and that's different than pledging. Okay, the same thing goes for the Sisters of the Order of the Eastern Star. You're not Saras. You are a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star. When you take on and represent those 5 points, it means something. It gives you a better enlightening on what it is to be a woman, a lady, Not some hood rat, not some chicken head, not some this, not it. You're supposed to be that example. The way you walk, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. No, you don't argue with a man. A lady does not argue with a man. Yeah, you'll catch it on the way home. You catch that on the way home. She knows. A lady knows. A true woman knows. I don't have to argue with you. I can just walk away. I can remove myself from this predicament because, you know, why? Why would you even want to do that? You know, no, you don't do that. A lady understands that. In the Order of the Eastern Star, some chapters, I don't know about all chapters, but I do know of some chapters who really indulge in explaining and breaking that down to a young lady who's interested in becoming an Eastern Star, teaching her how to be a lady, how to dress. No, you don't dress like that. No, we don't do that here. And sometimes it's going to take a little while for her to get that. It's going to take a little while for her to get that. And then you who are sisters going to have to be there for that young lady. Or even sometimes that older lady. You're going to have to be there for her because she's not going to quite get some of the things that you do. She's going to need you to break that down. Why not? Why I don't dress like this, or why do I dress like this? She's going to need that help. And you who are already there are going to have to reach out and definitely assist and aid her and teach her why, the why nots and the whys. And if you can't do that, you're going to lose that sister. You're going to lose that sister. So greetings to everybody who's coming on. Today I'm talking about a journey in the Order of Eastern Star. It's a sister of mine. Her name is Tasha. She's from Cincinnati. I helped her in her journey to become a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. And she's done that. And now she's continuing on. I think she's going into the Queen of the South as her next stop. And we had a conversation the other day regarding her journey. And I told her I was going to talk about it because her journey just clearly says that if it's truly something you want to do and be part of, you're going to find the right chapter. You're going to find the right lodge that's going to suit you and what you're trying to get out of and put into. Because if you don't put anything into the Order of the Eastern Star, you won't get anything out of it. But you do have to study those 5 points, okay? And understanding what they represent in your life as you grow. And if you can't do that, then no, you're not going to get anything out of it. Just as the brother should understand what those ruffians represented in the process of the order of Freemasonry. You know? So look, I'm not going to hold you long. I got to get back in here. So I appreciate you coming on, and thanks for those who, you know, on this journey. If you're looking to become a member of the Order of the Eastern Star or even Freemason, you know, it's cool. Let me see. All right, I'm going to have to call it shorts. Peace and be well. Continue the journey. Later. Whoa.